inclusiveness is a big word that is being used around in the world in our societies today. But then, if we want to say we want to amplify it, so who does the amplification? We know who we want to amplify, we know what we want to amplify, or it has been identified, that is the leadership of persons with disabilities. Backtracking a bit for society like ours in Nigeria to say, are persons with disabilities even considered for leadership positions, to even to lead in anything? Are they considered even to lead in homes, in families, let alone communities, and then in society largely, right? So it's a big ask in terms of that thing, but I guess if you look at the call to action of the UN, even in this regard, it talks about even promoting that leadership abilities of persons with disabilities.
I lost my sight for the sake of my country, to have a great nation, to make my country a better place where they can call home of democracy. That's why I lost my sight. I wasn't born like this. I lost my sight to struggle during the Jucho election. Yeah, the struggle, bring back democracy, having someone mandate stolen, bring it back. That's when I lost my sight.
What areas do they lead? So the same way we talk about people leading in banking, in finance, in education, in sports, and all those areas, we must then, so as a society, start realizing that persons with disabilities also provide leadership in those areas. Why is it important? Because we're talking about a sustainable future, a sustainable tomorrow, an inclusive society. Disability is only a function of time for everyone who is still not, if you're not even living with a disability today. If you have an accident that befalls you, you get into that category of persons with disabilities, right? And if you look at the context in which the Nigerian society is framed at this point in time, there are many things, there are many circumstances that can predispose a person to becoming a person with disability.
I didn't believe that someone tells me that I won't believe it. Because how I believe it that I believe in struggle, I believe in better of people, I believe in do things differently.
Let's use something that is very close home to us in Africa. Look at Senator Asige in Kenya. She's a senator there, right? She's visually impaired. She didn't gradually her sight, she lost her sight gradually and all that, but there's one of her speech recently that she talked about at the Senate in Kenya, where she said, if all you see is what you see, then you have not seen what needs to be seen. If you look at the US, many people know about President, the FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, right? He was the president of the US on a wheelchair. Many people don't know that, people don't talk about that. And he led the US through the greatest recession of its time. To make that long-lasting change, it has to come from a societal perspective. The society must change. And when I say society, again, nobody's called society. It's you and I, my father, my mother. I mean, growing up in the family, my parents did not discriminate against my brother even after he became paralyzed. Everything else that we needed to do, we did. We adjusted in the family to wait for him to get to school, to get to the football field, or whatever it is. Everybody adjusted.